All right, today we're going to be looking at a worksheet, a mini tutorial on homework worksheet 11.2b 2023, and then it's got a whole bunch of A's. This is area of trapezoids. It's kind of a weird one because there's two sheets. Here's the first sheet. This is going to be your homework, and here's one we're actually going to practice on. So the video will be, if you scroll down, when you open it up, the second sheet is where we'll do some practice problems so you know how to do the first sheet. All right. Well, here's the formula for a trapezoid is take 1/2 the height times the base plus the base, and you're certainly welcome to do that. If you're going to do that, I would do it like this: 0.5 times the height, base plus base. It's not the way I do it. I'm going to do it this way, and I'll put it in red. I do the base plus the base times the height, and then I divide by 2. It just works better when you're using a calculator. That's a 4-function one, like what I've got right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to add this up here. Let me just write it down. 11 plus 17. I'll multiply that by 5, and then I'm going to divide it by 2. There's my work step there. So 11 plus 17 equals 28. I'll multiply that times 5. I got 140, and I'll divide it by 2. And this is 70 centimeters squared. All right, let's try this one here. Again, it's 9 plus 13. I'm going to multiply that by the height, and then I'm going to divide the whole thing by 2. So 9 plus 13 equals 22. Sorry, I'll get this over here so you can see it. 22, and then I'll take 22 times 6, and that equals 132, and then I'll divide it by 2, and we got 66. I'm going to do another one here. So 14 plus 10, these are the bases. We'll multiply that by the height, which is 7, and then we're going to divide the whole thing by 2. So 14 plus 10 equals 24. I'll take that number times 7. That equals 168. Then I'll divide it by 2. You've got 84. Now let's just do something here that you probably understand maybe a little bit better. You can actually use the formula for the trapezoid, this formula, to find the area of a rectangle as well. So let's just look at this rectangle. Now we already know that the area of this is 40, correct? That's just 4 times 10. But watch. I'll add the bases, 10 plus 10. That's times the height of 4. And then I'm going to divide by 2. Maybe this will help you see what you're doing better. So here's 10 plus 10 is 20. I'm going to multiply that times the height, which is 4. That's 80, and I divide by 2. Okay, so sometimes it helps me to think about this rectangle here as a trapezoid to help understand the formula. Here's a parallelogram. Let's say the height here is 6, and let's say that this measure here is 12. It works for parallelograms too. It's pretty cool. So again, you add the bases together, 12 plus, this would be 72, right? Base times height. But we'll just do it the trapezoid way. 12 plus 12. Take it times the height, and we'll divide it by 2. So this is going to be 24. 12 plus 12 is 24. I'll take that times the 6. It's 144, and I'll divide it by 2. There's your 72. Now, you'll start to notice that you can take some shortcuts here too. So, like on this one here. Here's my base, 9 plus 4. Now, if you want, do you know what half of this is? Yeah, so do I. I could take that times 8, and I would get the correct answer. Or if you're not comfortable with that, just do 9 plus 4. Take it times the 16, and then divide it by 2. Either way works. It gets pretty easy. So I'll do it this way just to keep myself consistent. 9 plus 4 is 13. We'll take that times the height, which is 16. That's 208 divided by 2. We should have 104. All right. Okay. Let's just go ahead and try this one and see if it works. Well, 9 plus 4 is 13. If we take 13 times 8, bam, there it is. Let's do one more. Let's go down here and do this big dog. Now, these are pretty big numbers. I'm not going to try to cut anything in half here. So 44 plus 22. These are my bases. The bases are the lines that are parallel. Here's the height times 33, and then we'll divide that whole mess by 2. So 44 plus 22 equals 66. I'll take that times 33. That's a big number. And I'll divide that dude by 2. 1089. All right. We'll probably do a whole bunch of these here in class. But if you forget, you can always check here. Again, this is your homework. Your homework will be the first page of this. So it's 8 problems. Good luck. I know there's decimals there, but it doesn't make any difference. You're still going to add up the bases. This is a base, 0.8. This is a base, plus 4.7. This is still the height. And you're still going to divide it by 2. We'll just do this one. 0.8 plus, woo, I'll get it out of the camera so you can see it. 0.8 plus, 0.8 plus 4.7 equals 5.5. I'm going to multiply that times the height times 2.5. And I'm going to divide that by 2. The answer is 6.875 centimeters squared. Okay? Good luck.